talk to your dog, and it slowly tilts its little head sideways, watching your every move. It looks like your dog is genuinely straining to understand each and every word you say. For decades, almost nobody in the entire scientific community bothered studying why dogs actually do this. This impossibly familiar habit had absolutely zero solid scientific explanation behind it for years and years. Then one research lab, while studying something completely different, stumbled onto the answer by pure accident. The lab specialized in dog cognition, studying how canine minds actually process language. So what exactly were these researchers studying when they accidentally stumbled onto this discovery? Most people simply assume dogs tilt their heads just to hear their owner a little better. Others firmly believe dogs only tilt their heads to see past their own long snout. A common guess is that your dog is simply confused by whatever it is you just said. Many owners believe it is purely a cute, completely meaningless little reflex and nothing more. Just an endearing quirk, they figure, with absolutely no deeper explanation hiding behind it at all. It seemed like a harmless assumption, since dogs rarely explain their own strange behavior. For a long time, honestly, this casual assumption seemed pretty reasonable to most everyday dog owners. Surprisingly little formal, peer-reviewed research had ever focused specifically on the head tilt itself. That is strange considering how universally recognized this particular dog behavior really is worldwide. Nearly every single dog on the entire planet performs this exact same little head-tilting gesture. Yet science had almost nothing solid or specific to actually say about it, not even a theory. Nobody had ever seriously connected the tilt to anything actually happening inside a dog's brain. That was all about to change inside one quiet, unassuming research lab in Budapest, Hungary. The breakthrough came from Eötvös Loránd University, a respected research institution tucked away in Budapest. Researcher Andrea Sommese was not even trying to study head tilts when she began this project. She was actually studying something far stranger, exploring exactly how dogs learn and remember toy names. Her team worked closely with a rare, remarkably gifted group of border collies for this study. These dogs earned the nickname gifted word learners, and honestly, for very good scientific reason. A typical household dog might only manage to learn the names of a few simple toys. The study eventually appeared in the respected journal Scientific Reports, drawing wide attention. These gifted dogs, though, could effortlessly remember the names of 10 or more toys with ease. One particular border collie quickly became the true breakout star of the entire research study. His name was Whisky, and his memory for individual toy names turned out to be extraordinary. Whisky correctly retrieved 54 out of 59 different toys whose names he had previously learned. That kind of remarkable success rate hints at just how rare this cognitive ability truly is. Researchers began asking each of these gifted dogs to fetch one specific toy by its name. Something genuinely strange happened almost every single time they gave that exact spoken command. The gifted dogs kept tilting their heads right before sprinting off across the room to fetch. Across dozens and dozens of trials, they tilted their heads 43% of the time. Typical, ordinary dogs in the comparison group, meanwhile, barely tilted their heads at all in comparison. Researchers even separated the dogs from their toys, testing memory rather than simple sight. Ordinary dogs only tilted their heads roughly 2% of the time throughout the entire study. That massive statistical gap was simply far too large to be dismissed as pure coincidence. Researchers began linking the head tilt to a dog successfully matching a spoken word with memory. The tilt itself seemed to appear right at the exact moment recognition finally clicked into place. Scientists also noticed something genuinely odd about each individual dog's preferred tilting direction. Each dog consistently favored tilting either right or left, but almost never switched between the two. This strong pattern held true no matter where in the room their owner happened to be standing. That single detail strongly suggested the tilt was not really about physically locating the sound. A newer follow-up study released in 2025 pushed this original discovery even further forward. Researchers tested dogs against random household noises, alongside completely casual, meaningless everyday chatter. The head tilt barely appeared at all during those meaningless, unimportant background sounds and noises. It showed up almost exclusively during direct, social, clearly language-directed human speech instead. So does that old, familiar hearing theory actually hold up to any scrutiny at all? A dog's ear position genuinely can affect how effectively certain sounds actually get collected. But that alone certainly cannot explain the exact pattern these researchers actually managed to find. Gifted dogs and completely typical dogs faced identical listening conditions throughout the entire testing process. Only the gifted dogs, though, tilted their heads dramatically more often than the typical group. Hearing mechanics alone simply cannot account for a behavioral gap that dramatically large in size. What about that other popular theory involving a dog's unusually long snout instead? Researcher Stanley Coren decided to test this exact idea across many completely different dog breeds. Long muzzled dogs like greyhounds tilted their heads more often than flat-faced bulldogs typically did. That particular finding actually gave the snout theory some genuine, though still partial, scientific support. Still, it never fully explained the strong connection researchers found linking tilts to word memory. The leading scientific theory today instead points squarely toward concentration and active mental recall. Individual personality and breed also seem to influence how often a dog tilts its head. Humans, interestingly, also tend to tilt their own heads while trying hard to remember something. Dogs may honestly be doing something remarkably similar deep inside their own complex brains. Researchers, though, remain very careful never to overstate exactly what this specific behavior actually means. One leading scientist pushed back hard against a much cuter, far more flattering interpretation. Dogs are not secretly calculating a head tilt purely to earn your immediate affection, even though owners clearly do respond to it with pure, completely unmistakable delight every time. That warm, affectionate human reaction may still end up shaping the behavior over time anyway. Positive reinforcement likely helps keep this charming little habit alive for years and years afterward. Every single affectionate response from an owner may reinforce that head tilt just a little more. Researchers openly admit that this entire field of scientific study is still remarkably limited overall. Nobody even really knows for certain if dogs tilt their heads toward each other too. It remains genuinely unclear if dogs do this just as often when no human is around. So the head tilt probably is not really just about hearing you a little better after all. It is not simply about seeing past your own dog's snout either, it turns out. In gifted word-learning dogs specifically, it connects directly to concentration and active memory recall. It appears almost exclusively only when a dog is being spoken to directly and warmly, so the head tilt might reveal a hidden complex thought process happening in real time. That adorable little head tilt might genuinely just be your dog's brain hard at work. Does your dog always tilt its head the exact same direction every single time it happens? Tell us all about it in the comments below, and catch our very next video soon.